Let me show you how I made a stunning French country jewelry bow holder with just a few elements. Ooh la la!
We're going to have a great craft tonight. It's pretty simplistic, but I'm hoping that it's going to pack a punch. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. Anyway, just had these little cup hooks. It hangs on it's just a board, a very lightweight board, I might add. And it just has little cup hooks down here so you can hook your jewelry or, your chains, your bracelets, that kind of thing. You can do this with a Dollar Tree board. And you might notice that I have gone ahead and I have used, it's number 8 in the ultimate Totally Dazzled Rhinestone Applicator Kit. It's number 8 Sapphire Shimmer. And these are SS10 stones. And let me just show you, maybe you can see them all in the tray up close here. They are a little bit of shimmer. The shimmer just means like Aurora Borealis. They call that in the jewelry world, they call that AB. So what I did was I lined the top and the bottom, all but this little bit. But I'm going to do a little 2-inch application of these rhinestones just so you can see how it's done. All I do is I take some B7000, and it has the nice fine tip on it. See, it has a nice applicator. I'm just going to run a little bead of glue right along the edge here so you can see how it's done. Now, this is not rocket science, guys. This is the kind of thing you can do while you're, listening to your favorite tunes and all of that. I've got paint on my hands because this was this color, okay? I painted it a real quick coat of white paint. I just kind of almost dry brushed it on. Anyway, I'm going to take these stones, and what you do is you put them in this little tray and you shake them up and they turn up, and then you simply apply them. It's always best to put your tray close to where you're working. Hang tight to it because sometimes you bump it and they go everywhere. So just kind of hang on to it a little bit, whatever way is comfortable for you, kind of like hanging on to it from the back side. And once you get your mojo going, it's pretty easy. I'm putting this right to the edge, and what I do is I just take my thumb and I do this just lightly because I want to make sure that I push every rhinestone right to the edge so that they're all lined up nicely. That's my method to my madness. I mean, you can do this while you're, chatting on the phone or, listening to your favorite crafter. Of course, you can't watch and do this at the same time, but anyway, that was 2 inches worth. See how quick that went? So you would have, 16 inches, 16 and a half inches, and then the top and the bottom. So that's all there is to it. And look at how pretty it turns out. Now wait till you see the pretty paper we're going to put on this. This is rice paper from European Excellency. But isn't this pretty? It's very French country. You can do it 2 ways. You can put your water on your brush, and you can go over it like this, or you can just kind of give it a quick spritz all the way down like that, because I want to tear this paper. And so I want to take off the little white border. This rice paper usually tears very, very nicely. Once you just got to let the water sit for a second. There we go. And it tears, it has pretty feathering as rice paper goes. Some rice papers just don't tear good. This one's a nice one. European Excellency has beautiful rice paper. I don't know, I might just leave it torn like that. Kind of like that. Let's do the same to this side. And I think what's going to happen here is it's going to be exactly the length I need. Just going to butt the two up together. And this rice paper takes a little second longer to, sometimes I do it on both sides to start to tear. It breaks down the fibers a little bit and just tear it up. I don't want to tear it too much because I love, love, love this blue on here. So pretty. Okay. I got it dried off just slightly. It's pretty, right? Oh, I love these colors. So pretty. And that blue, This blue looks so pretty with that. What did I say it was? Sapphire shimmer. Sapphire shimmer is pretty. Yeah, this will work. A little Mod Podge. And I'm just gonna put it across the board. And I'm being careful not to touch the stones, because the stones will not be sparkly if you hit them with glue or anything sticky like that. So you got to be careful. Just go right up to the edge. And I kind of turn toward the light to see, make sure I got all the spots. I'm going to go just past the halfway point in the form. Okay. So I'm just going to lay this down right in the middle. Making sure that all those pretty frays are showing nicely. A little chippy brush here. I'll pounce. That way you get no bubbles and no troubles. And I'm going to continue on the other side with Mod Podge. Okay. All right. I'm going to hold on to this. I'm not going to put it in the water just yet, because I am going to dry it, and then we're going to right over the, make sure it, because it overlaps ever so slightly, like about 1/8 of an inch, and you can't even tell, because I'm going to go over it once I dry it. So what we have thus far. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Okay, this hopefully will dry up really quickly. I don't want to rush it, because sometimes if you put the Mod Podge on too quick over it, it does bubble and it does wrinkle, and we're trying to avoid that. I'm going to put a very thin coat of this on here just to seal the deal. Mainly over the rice paper. I just want to put it over the rice paper to seal it. Making sure I don't get any on all my sparkles, because those are so pretty and turned out so sparkly.
Okay. Enjoying my videos? Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my new uploads.
And that's all she wrote on that side. And that's it on this side too. Ta-da. Oh, yeah, so pretty. Isn't that pretty already? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I've got these from Hobby Lobby. These are darling. I bought all I could because I thought they were so cute. They were like $3.60 on clearance. Who does this remind you of? Does it remind you of Minnie Mouse? It did me, but we're not doing Minnie Mouse. But I thought how cute this is, because it's a little hair bow, and I'm gonna make this so you can make it a hair bow holder if you want. We're gonna do 3 of these on top of here is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 3, and I'm gonna just lay these on here to give me a guide is what I'm doing. There's a center hole down here where the little cup hook is gonna go down below. There's a center, and then I'm gonna center this one over here, and I'm gonna center this one over here, like that. So I have these little Formflex molds, the garlands. I actually used these the other day on my lamp that I did for the Vintage and Thrifted, and I had some extra ones, and I thought how pretty these go, these pretty little garlands go on this piece right on top. 3 of them. Let's see which ones I had them kind of set up here earlier. I'm going to move this over just a little bit so we can center. That one is centered. And then this one has to get moved over a tad. I had these on here, but I might pop off the bottom of one of these little These are foam roses from his and her section at Hobby Lobby. I wanted it a little bit smaller, just like that. This one is almost the right size. I'm not going to mess with that one. But I kind of like this. Seeing how it's going to go. Like that. Okay. That is exactly how I want it. Right there. I take my Titebond Quick and Thick, right? Titebond is my glue of choice for stuff like this, for my molds and stuff. It's a great product. Okay, we're just gonna lay down because it's gonna come out white and it's gonna turn clear. Just like that. There we go. We got our garlands on. Let's go ahead, and I almost want to see what this would look like without one layer of this, because I can. I can always put it back on, right? I just feel like it's a little big. I don't know. I just don't want it to overpower the piece. Sometimes I do that. I think I like that better. Okay, a little bit of Titebond right here to the base. Just like that. Put it where it lays nicely. The next thing I want to do is I want to choose my Totally Dazzled pieces here. I've already got them chosen, actually. They're going to go over top of the garland right here, right in the swag of the garland. This little Totally Dazzled antique bronze heart. It's going to go right here, and this beautiful crown is going to go in the center. Okay, so it's going to go just like this. All right, so let's do that. We're going to take some B7000. Turn my hot glue on high here a little bit, and I'm going to go around the perimeter with the B7000, and what this is going to do is it's going to hold it permanently, in 24 to 48 hours it's going to be on there permanently, but the hot glue that I'm going to set right in the center is going to set it right now so that I can move it about and not have a problem with it. So I just plugged this glue in right before I went live. So let's flip it over here. I want to put it right in the center here and layer it. And the same thing over here. Okay, I'm going to put these on all the little high points on the back of this cute little crown. All the high points except for the middle. Okay, there we go. Make sure, because it gets hot fast. There we go. You have a little bit of wiggle room when you do it this way. A little bit. You know what? I might have been wise to put hot glue on these instead of the Titebond, because I can see it's taken a minute to set up. But what I can do to expedite it is go in here and kind of, gotta be careful though, because these are foam roses and they'll start to melt. Yes, they will. Let's set it up a little bit better. You need to sticky it up. See, it still was not quite setting up. There we go. These are little tricks of the trade we learn when we gotta we gotta speed it up a little. Thank you, Donna. All right, next. I'd hold it up and show you, but you know. You know, these are gonna go on last. These cute little bows. They're heavy, they're like paperweights is what they are. They're heavy, and what I'm probably gonna do is we'll see. We'll see if I attach them while I'm live, but I might just hold them on for you to see, you know, what they look like when it's all said and done. But I don't want to mess it up. All right, we've got these little cup hooks that it came with, and these were all. Now, you can go to the Dollar Tree and get a board, or you can go to Hobby Lobby or, you know, Lowe's, anywhere. Get yourself a little board, and, you know, you can drill some holes and do the same thing.
Let me know in the comments if you would use this for a bow hanger, a jewelry hanger, or both.
We're going to snug it up a little. I can hold it, I can just turn the board. There we go. How pretty. Isn't that pretty already? Okay, so as if it couldn't get better. Now you can do, you know, you could stain this if you wanted. I happen to like the white, the stark white and the blue together. I happen to like that look, and I love the antique bronze with it. I think it's really pretty. However, if you wanted to, you could go in and stain these roses because they're, you know, they got lots of nooks and crannies. You could go in there and stain it and give it more of a vintage vibe if you wanted to. I was going to show you how I did these. I made these ribbons from the ribbon I was telling you about from the Dollar Tree. It's a velvet, and it's like a periwinkle blue. And what we're going to do, I've made little grommets on top so that you can just hang them like that. See? Just like that. And you clip the little hair bows on like that. Now, if you didn't want it for hair bows, you wouldn't have to do this part. You could just do, you know, just do it just like this and hang your jewelry from it. I seal the ends with a little bit of fire from my, just go over, don't hold it on there and set it afire. Just go 1, 2, 3. And what that does is it melts all of any plastics, rayon, whatever it is in there. And then the bottom, I'm going to dovetail. You fold it in half, and on the fold, you get a good scissor. On the fold, you cut upward. And I didn't make my dovetails very big. I mean, I'm kind of on the smallish side. Then I let it open up, and I take my heat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And what that does is it keeps it from fraying. I do that with all my little hair bows and things like that that I make for Bellalina Boutique. Okay, so we're going to hang these, every other one across here. Got all these already made. Every other. These are starting to set up now, finally. I kept the middle one open. Just like that. See? And now if you have a little girl that has a lot of hair bows, this could hang in her bathroom or her bedroom, and you could put all her cute little hair bows and her little necklaces, maybe earrings, bracelets, those kinds of things, right? How cute is that? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I was gonna do it live, but I'm a little hesitant to do it live because it could fall off and break, and it's glass, and these are heavy. This probably weighs a good, I don't know, half a pound. Literally, they're weighty. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one, like I showed you, 1, 2, 3, like this. I'm gonna do it with hot glue and B7000, and I'm going to tape it on and let it sit overnight. Let me show you what it's going to look like when we have all three of them on here. I'm afraid it's going to fall. But you can kind of get the gist of how that's going to look when all three of them are nicely attached to that, right? And how darling that's going to look. Now you could be really fancy and go in and take your rhinestones and you could, rhinestone the center part of that bow if you wanted to. You can get really fancy. I'm not going to on this one. I'm a clear glass person. I love crystal. I love chandeliers. I love clear glass dishes. I love clear glass glasses. I'm just going to leave this the way it is. I think it's beautiful just as is. So I'm not going to mess with it too much. But anyway, that's it, guys. Simple, simple, simple. Everything that I did was easy to do. Anybody can do, right? Put her up close so you can see all the pretties and how that turned out. Isn't that pretty? And how much prettier is it going to be when we put the bows on, right? Love, love that. I think it's going to be so cute. So, okay, guys, thanks. Have a great night. Love you all. God bless.